So now I'm working on the details of this. So a little more sanding on some of the main body of this, probably a little bit of shaping around the edges where the resin meets the edge. Kind of clean it up a little bit. Clean up where I have some sealant for where I poured the resin to begin with. Trying to clean up those edges up a bit. And from there, basically get ready to seal it. And it's going to take probably 2 or 3 coats of seal to get it done. So here we go, guys. Here's where I was realizing that doing the dremeling, that basically it was like, oh, I can just peel this apart. And so I grabbed my little blade, cut the rubber seal basically around the edge where the resin met, and I could just slowly peel it back and do all that. And I'm sure you can tell there's a piece missing on the tunnel. Oopsie. But, you know, I adapt and overcome, and it could actually make the mirror box idea I have in mind actually work a little better, essentially. But we'll see how that turns out. As you've seen, I was trying to look for my original plastic cover piece, but then I realized, oh, I got tape. So I'm putting the tape over the resin when getting ready to lay down my sealer. And the sealer I chose is originally was going to be glue and water, but I discovered that decoupage can do the exact same thing as well. So it may take a coat or 2 of decoupage to basically get this working properly. So, well, we'll see how it goes from here. Well, as you can see, maybe I got the first layer of decoupage. That little light sheen is the decoupage layer. I got it around this edge. I got it all over the tops. Some of the walls here. Here, I believe, also. So, and I got some on the back edge here, on the back side over there, and of course on this side. So it's the first layer. I think I'm gonna leave this as one layer because I'm gonna put a cover on it anyhow. But there will be at least a second layer for the top and the walls. Basically everywhere that's going to have exposed styrofoam is I'm going to lay a second layer upon. So I'm going to let this dry overnight and see how it goes, everyone. Layer number 2. Okay, well, that's layer 2, ladies and gents. That's layer 2, ladies and gents. So, hopefully this second layer will be enough. And by tomorrow, maybe I can prime it. Alright, so guys, the setup here is actually doing pretty good right now. It's definitely drying, and it looks like the coating is actually sitting pretty well. It's only the second coat, so I should, in theory, be able to prime this without an issue. So the next thing I'm going to be doing, though, well, I'm going to make sure it's completely dry, though, before I do the priming. But I have, let me see here. I mean, I'm sure you guys may have seen it in some of the videos. Like, I have this gap right here. I got this backside here. And I've been trying to think of how I want to do this, and I think I have a way I want to do it. So I picked up this nice piece here. I figured originally it would be nice if I could do the whole thing behind, but unfortunately, it's a little too big. It's a little too big to fit where I want it to go. So I think what I'm going to do, though, I'm going to try to make it work. I don't want it to be dead space. I want to have it filled. So I'm just going to shape this. I have a bandsaw over this direction off camera, so I'm going to shape this. And cut it down to size, and then go ahead and slip them in and show you how it looks. So I'm starting on would be my right. So this is the end pieces of the extra that I had. So that's kind of the thought there, filling up that space, which I kind of like actually, leaving that little gap above, which is perfect. And then this is the left. So you can see right there. Once I get the gluing in there to settle that in place, and then I think I'll be able to do a cover reaching here all the way across there like that. And I'll probably be doing it on this backside, as well. So yeah, so that's that. That's at least set up nicely, and I'm liking it. It's like, of course, people might be wondering, what is it? What could it be? Well, you know, you're underground, so these could just as easily be like air vents, right? I mean, it's just their take on the air vents, and they're trying to keep things out so they minimize the size of what could come through there. So, anyway, that's pretty much it for today on that one. So, hopefully tomorrow I can get it all primed up and ready to paint. Okay, so just a quick adjustment update here. So, remember how originally I was going to stack these two halves, like half pipes basically, on the sides? So, I took some time and to check and see how much material I'd have to remove to make these actually fit as whole cylinders. And let's see here. So let me see if I can get you a good angle there. There we go. It actually is not as much as I thought it would be. So I'm going to shave these. Same thing here. It's not that much at all. So even if I use the long ones, like if I did this, I wouldn't have to remove too much. Like you barely see how much I have to remove. So I'm going to go ahead, and I have the hot wire cutter, and I'm going to try to use that to cut into here and shape these to have this fit. So this will be exciting, guys. Okay, look at that. Yeah, looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that, actually. And this is going to allow me to do something else that I would like to do as well. So I had just received earlier this week a water effect, and honestly, I was going to put it on top of my resin here, but I was thinking about it like these would be water pipes, like drainage pipes that are going into this. So I wanted to have something added to this background, so it would add a little more motion and effect here, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. So that is pretty much what I'm planning on next. And with the way these are sitting, I may not necessarily have to glue these. Now I may glue in, like this one, you can see there's a little bit of wider gap here, a little bit of a wider gap there than I probably would have liked, but I can fill that in with basically scrap pieces here with some glue, and some glue to seal that up and make that a little bit better. So, but these ones aren't that bad at all. These are pretty good, and those are pretty tight too, which is exactly what I was hoping for, and it's awesome. So basically, this is completely dry as well, by the way, ready to rock and roll. So priming is the next step, guys. So priming is the next step. I'm looking forward to it. And unless I can find something else, because putting this back in, I mean, you can see that it would just be this one piece of plate here. So I'd like if I could find something to set in here, like not necessarily even metal, but I mean, I know there's sheet metal pieces that I can find that have this little pattern that's built into it, but I don't know. If I can find it, I can find it. If not, I'll probably just proceed forward and just proceed forward and go with it. And of course, another little detail, like I said, I still need to work on is this. This is the next little detail. And this is going to be the hidden carapace within. So I might add something else to this as well, but we'll see. So just a better idea with it all together here. So you can imagine if I could add a water effect here and here going into this little resin river I have here, this resin river here, to add a little more dynamic. So we'll see how it goes. Using some Army Painter basing glue here and a few pieces of styrofoam to fill in the gap there. I think it looks pretty good. I'm leaving this open. I'm leaving this section open because like I had happen with the super glue over here, that it kind of melted into the styrofoam. I wanted to have this idea of this something alienistic is crawling around in here, and it gave itself a little more wiggle room. Let's turn this around like so. So this is also going to be covered up with basically a whole board across, pretty much all the way across here is the whole idea. This is going to be a full backing here that's going to be covered. Now right here, as you may have seen in the video, I'm testing out here. They're not glued. These are not glued in place yet, but this is going to be the idea of the water streams, and they're collecting and meeting right here at this point. Perhaps we'll see once I have this glued in place how well this is going to look. I'm hoping that this will come out very, very nice. So, and then adding the water effect. Then adding the water effect to this. Adding the water effect here to the stream that's falling will make a world of difference. I think it'll add a little more dynamic look to that little piece. It's not going to be just something running through. So again, I mean, small steps forward. hopefully by the time I'm done figuring out my details, I should be able to prime this thing. And yeah, we're going from there, guys.